What's good, y'all? Shagamakai. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and every subscriber helps. Over here on this channel, we make daily NBA content. So if you enjoy the NBA as much as I do, please subscribe. And today we're going to be talking about who I personally think will win Most Improved Player in the 2021 NBA season. And, right off the bat, the first four players I think of is Lonzo Ball, Ogi Ananobi, Wendell Carter Jr., and Michael Porter Jr. So to start off with the one who I think, will most likely win Most Improved Player is Lonzo Ball. And Lonzo Ball, he's been in the league for about 3 years, and year after year after year, he shows signs of improvement, but he's still not where you want him to be at the second pick. Because Lonzo Ball, he's not like an elite point guard, but he is a solid starting point guard in the NBA right now. But you want more from him, you know what I'm saying? So Lonzo Ball, he can defend, he can pass, he can he's a really, really great passer. He's a really, really good defender. I feel like he's a little bit underrated on the defensive side. Not a lot of people realize that that's where a lot of his value is. But his main issues is really on the offensive side of the ball. When it comes to scoring, getting his own shot. Because sure, he can take a step back three, he can take a pull up three, but he really has no in between game. You know what I'm saying? Like a mid range, a floater. He doesn't really attack the basket as much as you would want him to, because he's 6'7" with a long wingspan. So you would want him to. He has the size to attack the rim. He's a little athletic. Not a little. He is athletic, but his issues start there. And a lot of people would say that his issue he has is shooting. I'm not really worried about his three-point shot, because over the years he has changed it a little bit. He tweaked his form a little bit, so now he can knock down a wide open three-point shot. So I'm not really worried about that. But in New Orleans, they have Zion Williamson and Steven Adams, so you're gonna see a lot of pick and roll with those guys. So an issue with the whole pick and roll thing, that as Lonzo is currently as a player, if he does a pick and roll with Zion Williamson, and Zion Williamson, being the lobster that he is, being the athletic threat that he is, teams are going to focus more on Zion Williamson than they are on Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball, if he develops a floater or a mid-range, is going to have a lot of opportunities to score a pick and roll, because he has a title, identity as a passer in this league, which he should, but he passes too much. That's the problem, a lack of aggression. So if he can just work on that pull-up mid-range or getting a floater, that is going to be great to his game. It's going to open up a lot of things for his teammates, especially in the pick and roll. Not just in the pick and roll, but for him as a player at all. And another thing he has to work on is the free throw shooting. The free throw shot is really just rough right now. I think he shoots about 60%, even low, maybe even lower than that. But you would want to see him be around 75, 78%. He doesn't have to be in the 50, 40, 90 club or anything like that, but he really just needs to get those free throws numbers up. And I think that'll lead to him being more aggressive in attacking the basket, because if you're attacking the basket and you get fouled and you keep missing these free throws, mentally you're going to be like, maybe I shouldn't go to the rim as much, because if I get fouled, I'm not going to hit these free throws. It's going to be a waste of a possession. Not a waste of a possession, but we could have gotten those points. But yeah, that's the guy who I think has the easiest path to win, because the holes in this game aren't glaring big holes. Those are things that can be fixed, in one season. Like, he can fix that this year. So that's why I think he's gonna win. The next player on my list is Ogi Ananobi. And Toronto Raptors forward. He can guard 1 through 5. He's a really, really great defender. Quick hands, quick feet. He has size, he has length, and he's just a very, very great defender, like you saw in the bubble. But his issues are on the offensive side of the ball as well, because he can't really create his own shot at the level that you would want in the NBA right now, because the name of the game right now is being two-way and being able to create your own shot off the dribble, because Ogi Ananobi, he can hit a wide open three, he can cut off the ball, he can, catch an alley or something like that, but you would really want him to be able to create his own shot off the dribble, get to the rim better off the dribble, because presently constructed, he's really just a great defender, but he's limited offensively. But right now, does he have to improve? With that whole Raptor squad in Toronto, no. But I think he's gonna make the big leap this year, because I thought he was gonna make the leap that Pascal took, because OG was on my radar for many years now. But I think this is finally the year he stays healthy, and I know he's been working on this game, because long NBA break, and he sees what happened in the bubble, how he lost to the Celtics. So I know that's on his mind. Like, he wants to help more than he did. And next on my list, Michael Porter Jr. Everybody knows who Michael Porter Jr. is. He was the #1 recruit in his class. He was supposed to go way, way higher in his draft, but injuries happened. He had a back injury, and his spine got injured. And when it came to the draft in his first season, I think he injured his foot or something like that, or something on his leg. So he missed most of his first season as well. But this past season, he showed flashes of being that #1 recruit that everybody knows and loved. A 6'10" guy who created his own shot off the dribble. He can shoot pull-up threes. He can shoot pull-up mid-ranges. He can get to the basket. He can hit knockdown free throws. He has a little bit of a post game. And he can just do a lot of things offensively on the court. But his issues come defensively, because it was times where I watched him and he just didn't look very aware on defense. He looked like a deer in the headlights, because in the playoffs it's gonna be more difficult than the regular season, because in the playoffs you can't really hide your weaknesses, because in the regular season you're playing different teams every night, so they're not really gonna be heavily game planning for you. But in the playoffs, people can zero in on your weaknesses, and teams kind of isolated Michael Porter Jr. on defense because they know he's not the best defender right now. I don't think defense is going to be a big issue, overall in his career, because dude is 6'10", probably like 230 pounds. So, he's not going to be, being overpowered his whole career. Or his problem isn't really on-ball defense, even though I would like to see that improve a little bit more. His problem is, off-ball defense, defensive rotations, knowing where to be so the other team does not score. That's his biggest issue. But I think that's easily correctable. But I don't expect him to be, all NBA defense this next season. And the next guy on my list is Wendell Carter Jr. Wendell Carter Jr. is a guy drafted by my Bulls, and he's just, a very versatile big man. And, I think after the whole Jim Boylan fiasco and, him being unhealthy, this is a breath of fresh air for Chicago Bulls fans, because you got Billy Donovan coming in, you got a new GM coming in, you have a whole culture change in Chicago, and everybody knows that Wendell Carter Jr., he can play defense, he can guard inside the paint, he has a little bit of a post game. But I think the next step he has to take is doing what most big men in NBA nowadays do. He needs to start taking 3-point shots. He needs to spread out his game a little bit more. And that's going to open up his game a lot, because once he becomes a respectable threat from deep, teams are going to have to respect that shot a lot more, and it's going to open up the floor for the Bulls to let guys like Zach LaVine and Patrick Williams and Kobe White, let guys like that have space to operate. But right now, Wendell Carter Jr., he can guard in the paint. He can move his feet well. I wouldn't say he's a great defender in space, but I think he can grow to be one. But right now, what he needs to do is just focus on getting that 3-point shot right. And I'm pretty sure he's going to get more post touches. He's going to show off his passing more. Because Kobe White, out of the training camp, he said that, Wendell Carter Jr. looks very, very versatile on offense. And that's really what you want to hear. But what else is he going to say, right? So I think that Wendell Carter Jr., he has a chance to win Most Improved Player, because he's going to be able to do more things in his offense that has a lot of motion, according to Kobe White and according to Billy Donovan. A motion offense is going to open up his game, because now you can see, his passing. You can see, his ability to knock down mid-range shots. You're going to see his ability to, do stuff off the dribble. So that's why I think he's a candidate for Most Improved Player of the Year. But, yeah, that's my 4 guys who I think are going to win Most Improved Player. Let me know who y'all think is going to win Most Improved Player in the comments below. And if you see it at the end of this video, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.